In a world that is very dishonest, I want to do my best to be honest with you because I spit some stuff to you all. Um okay, about a month ago, the company that I've been working for, they bragged about me. I know this because people told me they bragged about me. Uh, Even someone that I thought would be a good asset to the company, as they met this person, said, they bragged about me. This person was like, I don't understand this. The reason they didn't understand something is about a month ago, uh, I went up to Indianapolis and spent 4 days. Supposed to spent 5. Got the job done earlier. Went through on the 5th day. Somebody that was doing a job in Cincinnati said, "I only want Ted helping me." Went up. As usual, something was completely wrong about the job site. And this is commonplace with who I was working for. But I was fine with this. Something was always wrong. The person that should have figured it out didn't. This person told me in the place of him not figuring it out over and over again, he was going to liaison that into another person. But his ego wouldn't let him do it. Heard it over and over and over again. All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. Then all of a sudden, Sunday, 6 o'clock, I got a phone call that said, "We can no longer use you." And I literally stood up. As I held my phone, I stood up and I said, "Wait, what is this really about?" And that person clammed up really hard. And the only thing he had to say was something in the relevance of well, if you don't know, that makes this much more apparent. The guys I trained called me within the next 3 days. And they were like, "What is going on?" I was like, "Son, you got to figure it out on your own. I got to go do what I got to do." The person that I told them to hire, here's what's funny. I got a lot of intel back within the next month. Well, this is cute, but it doesn't do anything really to my life other than, all right, here we go. They hired a guy from a high competitor, a winner. This guy took a major pay cut. I didn't even put out, I mean, I was extinguished. I was literally They were using my cars and my tools as company cars and tools. And I've driven so much in the last year. I was like, let's let's formulate the next year, and I went all weekend thinking about this. Now I'm no longer needed. I was like, how do you keep bragging about me and then I'm nothing? Well, they already had this guy on deck. They told me at the beginning of my job, they gave me a 5 year plan. You're going to get a raise for each one of these increments. I accomplished a 5 year plan in 8 months. So I got raise after raise after raise after raise. Yay, yay, yay. And then they figured out ways, as they didn't get the contracts that they wanted, they figured out ways to be irritated at me. And I was gone. During a critical portion of my life. Critical. So as I will do, this has happened so many times in my life. It's like, what? And I just let myself get deflated. But the one thing I did, I was like, God, I'm waiting on you, God. I don't even know. I don't even know. As I lay waiting, 3 huge companies. 3. I didn't even apply for them. 3 huge companies out of nowhere went, hey, would you be willing to interview? Yeah. The one, Churchill Downs out of Louisville. Manager position. Manager of like 50 properties. I was like, oh. I mean, the money was shaka. I can't move to Louisville. That was the one stipulation. You had to work out of the Louisville office. You can't work out of Churchill Downs, the one out of Florence, Kentucky. You can't work out of there. You got to work out of. You got to be kidding me, man. How much money are you offering? All right, you guys are an hour and 40 minutes away. I'll drive it. And she was like, no, hold on. Come on, man. You can't. Turfway. Turfway's out of Florence. They own that as well. But I was like, really? I have an opportunity to work for the Kentucky Derby? And the people that own the Kentucky Derby, and I mean, I would love to do this. And I'm capable. But I'm not going to move. I told her I'm not going to move. My son, my daughter may be willing to move. But my son, he's killing it. And by the way, this weekend, he's gonna kill it. talked to some of our relatives, and my sister. I'll give her credit for this. She goes, Ted, maybe God's doing this on purpose. He's giving you the opportunity to say no, so you will have the opportunity to say yes to something else. Lo and behold, another company comes up, and I'm not going to mention their name. I'm kind of careful about this stuff. Again, I didn't apply to them. A guy out of Louisville said, hey, you may be good for our Cincinnati office. So I drove down, had an hour and a half interview. Now, honestly, if someone is interested in you, or if they're not, do you get an hour and a half interview? I mean, it was... Next day, I get a phone call. Man, got bad news. They're restructuring the way they're going to hire. And at the end of the conversation, I was like, are you telling me I'm overqualified? I've never heard that before. And he was like, I keep trying to reword this, but he goes, let's put it this way. The next position that comes up that we think you would be good for, we're not even posting it. We're calling you first. I spent the next day highly deflated. Highly. Like I couldn't even get outside of my own head. I was mad at myself at how crushed I was because there are other opportunities. Then another company called me, but they wanted me to move to Indianapolis. I'm like, son, quit. The lady within that goes, wait a minute. You're closer to Cincinnati. You're in Indiana. You're closer to Cincinnati than you are. And I was like, yeah. Wait. I'm pretty sure there's an opening there. I'm going to forward your resume. Again, I've never sent my resume to any of these companies. The recruiters look at who I am online and what I'm capable of and my certifications. So I wait. And my bank account is going. And I'm like, man, I'm going to have to go get a job that I don't want to do. I love audio video. I'm good at audio video. I'm good at integrating things. I'm good at making things work out. I have a good ear. I have a good concept. I know how to, I just know how to make things happen. Why would you take me away from this at this age of my life? I got a phone call today from one of the other companies. And they're like, one came up. And it's exactly what would work perfectly for me and my children. Man, I know a lot of people are going to quit watching a long time ago. But this is part of this. My son is getting ready to do something amazing this weekend. And he came down with a sickness. I rushed him down. They closed. I rushed him down to Greendale. They closed. I rushed him over to Lawrenceburg urgent care. They were like, I don't know if we're going to take any more. I'll have to ask the girl in back. The girl in back saw my last name. God bless her. I want to be real careful. I'm just going to talk vaguely because sometimes when you say it out loud, you never know where the monster is. But this beautiful human being. Come on back. My son told her what he thought was wrong, and then I elaborated. She goes, you're not gonna get the antibiotics tonight. I said, I'll get them tomorrow. What can I do tonight? She gave me the best advice possible. I mean, my son ran and we got it. We got it. And on the ride home, I kept trying to tell him, I said, did you see God at work? Like, did you see him at work? These aren't, I get there are things called coincidences. And there is something you would call cultivation. But in my life, there's a cultivation because of my faith. I don't believe that I am a body that has a soul. I believe that I'm a soul that has a body, and my body's going to go away. I'm watching it doing it on a daily basis. But my soul and my spirit, it's going to take death itself. Actually, no, death isn't even going to work on me. Death isn't going to work on me. The things I have to say, the things I think are important, and the things that I will do will live. All this stuff, it's dying already. And it will die. I don't care. Part of that, my son, my daughter, my oldest two daughters, I don't even want credit for them. They have a legacy on their own. And if you know them, you know what I'm talking about. They're amazing. They don't need me stuck to them. Alexis, Tana, Evan, and Lily. They're the best songs I ever wrote. They're the best things I ever did. I'll never give up on the fact. But as I'm going through what I'm going through now, watch God at work. Watch him at work. And this is me. As I try to do as it happens, I look up, and I do this often. But this is me publicly. told my son this tonight. Do not look up when you're talking about God. God is not up there. That's idolatry. Look at you. Look at you. Thank you. Thank you. Look at you. I am but rot. I am but a filthy rag. Especially me. If he can love on me this much, imagine how much he loves some of you. I took 21 minutes to say this, and I'm terrified that most of you are going to clock out in 2. How great is our God? How big is faith? Our God's bigger than math and equations and thinking and I don't know. Try to love on him. He'll love on you back.